Hey, I wanted to work on lots of things, lots of like how to edit a video, try all this uh, editing software. I got confused whether I should do a live stream thing. But something came up. A friend of mine well, it wasn't just one friend. One of my friends, she had to not, she was not allowed to talk to me again until 3 years. She doesn't want me to blame those people that set that up. I, of course, do blame them. One of my friends had a panic attack, and after that panic attack, well, she stayed away from me. One of my friends closed her Instagram account. Maybe it's active now, but maybe I'm blocked. Who knows? One of my friends today messaged me. She had issues with a person very dear to her, and she doesn't want any memory associated with any person linked to that person. Of course, how should I reply to that when it won't reach them anymore? Well, I'm replying to that by doing what I couldn't have done in the past because I didn't have a YouTube account. I didn't try to install this. I was overthinking. I had to buy a mic, I had to improve, have to show. No longer. I've destroyed, right? Uh, 1 year and a half, then the next year, 6 months next year, I'm sorry, the next year 4 months, the next year 6 months, the next year 3.5, then the next year 1 year and 3 months, and only being discharged from a prison of where I didn't commit a crime in this fuck up country called the Philippines, with this fuck up psychiatrists, with these fuck up parents who are allowed to lie, to not keep their records when somebody like Dr. Angela Subida needed a genogram. Of course, that was also used against me that he wasn't a doctor in the Philippines. This is a song by someone who was told in a psychiatric ward, you will never have a music career. You will, among those, it was a game. Among all four of us, I was the one who will least have a music career. And I didn't care then. I don't care right now. I may never be able to send this message to those people that I love. And by singing this, I am hurting them because I am I am sort of breaching their privacy, breaching their decision to keep me away from them. But I didn't care back then when I saw them suffering and I could have offended them. I didn't care back then. Now more than ever, I don't know what their situation is. I I don't have time to care. I will I'm on temporary discharge. I could easily be sent back. I could easily meet new people who will stay there for years or stay there for a week or stay there for months. And I won't allow what I have already established, the, the arrogance that I have, the narcissism that I have to respect, to care for people, to prevent me from never trying to sing one last time, to create one last message to these people. Please, I want to help you. I did help you. Don't push me away now. You have problems with other people. I get that. I'm mortal. I get that. I wasn't always the best help. I wasn't always uh, there when you needed me, when we were inside. But I was still part of why you guys had a good time during suffering. But I was still part of a human patient where doctors didn't care for you. Yeah, they didn't care. They cared when you pay them. They cared when it's their schedule. They cared when it's the medicine. But when you were suffering, when you needed just one person to be besides you, to try and try and try, they weren't. So I will keep on trying to contact you. And through this song, I can, as badly edited as this song is, I can keep an archive. Because it's not illegal, right? It's not illegal to sing compared to, say, just sending a message or just being a stalker. Sure, I'll get haters, but it's not illegal to sing that I more than you realize will still be there for you. When I'm online, I may be busy, I may not be reading your messages in the exact time. I may not even give you a load when you contact me 12 a.m. because I don't have a cell phone that is mine. It was all bought and everything was aligned, or it was some sort of weird, uh, shitty situation. Like I forgot my passcode and stuff like that, so I no longer have a cell phone. I'm using cell phones by my mother that are so old that they're smartphones, but they don't have memory. I can't record much. I don't have mics. I have camera that I can record with, and I don't try to learn. Well, no longer will that be my limitation. I won't care that I'm pushing a bad video, a crappy video, because it's not about that. I realized that long ago, and I keep realizing that today. I could have made be hid to the world and just create something uh, passable, a voice that's passable, uh, a setup that's passable. But will it have been that person? Will it be that person sit besides you guys? It wouldn't be. Not because that person would overthink. That person say, "Look, she's pissed, man. Don't go near her. Oh, look, he's having issues. He's having anger. Don't ask him for your opinions. Don't ask him for stuff. Don't collect him." But I did, even in the first day that you got in. That's how much they have destroyed my self-esteem. That I no longer wait for you guys to recover. The only thing I did was respect the staff when they say either approach you or not. But once you guys can be approached, I approach every one of you until unless somebody else approach it or until I like babbled all over the place. This is the song uh, based on some recent Rappler live jam by Jacob Sariel. That's a double R. He's playing the saxophone. I'll try to polish things, but right now this is the part where he's started playing his music. He actually plays 3 songs using saxophone, so each of this song was connected right now by a random badly written song I made. It's it's it may not be original song, but I am titling it "Reply to a Pretty Lady" because I had a different idea for that YouTube video with that title, but this this right now she and her her way of suddenly messaging me. I either right now without editing show my heart, show my soul, bear it out, and just sing this thing I just written, or I make it good. But what is good? Time is running out. Every moment that I don't make this video, is a moment where Lay and Jor decides they don't want nothing to do with me, to do with people that helps them. They want to be carriers of their feelings. And maybe right now they're tougher, but I don't see that from their messages. I don't see that from their silence. And I don't see that based on the history of people like Kit and Sunshine and Almin making their decisions because they came out from a place that teaches them that humanity, that psychology, that sanity is about following psychiatrists rather than being a decent human being, rather than a human being that reaches out. It's all bullshit when they say you find a support group, but then they teach you don't talk to people who were with you there. They'll 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 distress you, they'll be bad influence. It's bullshit. So what if they're a bad influence? At that moment you make that decision to no longer add me to your friends list. At that moment that you no longer uh, show me your Instagram account. At that moment where you no longer talk to me. Were you really suffering? Am I really that bad of an influence at that time? Maybe one day I will be. But at that time, at this time, we made each other happy. So this is reply to a lady. Paano ba nagkaganito? Paano ba di ko makitang naglalaho na kayo? Tayo na nagkasama at may mga plano. Hanapin ang araw sa loob ng mundo. Ano tayo magkakasama? Kung isa sa atin lahat na ay bibigay na rason para kalimutan ang lahat. Wala tayong pinagsamahan na hindi na buo sa dalawang tao. Una, naging tatlo, apat, lima. Bakit ngayon kung may hindi tayo kasundo? Hindi lang siya ang aalisin mo sa harapan mo. Kailan tayo lalaban para sa ating kalayaan? Hindi ba nung nakasandal ka lang sa pader na walang gusto pumansin? Nandoon kami, siya pa nga ang nakipagpalitan. Kaya tayo hindi kulang ng pag-ibig ngayon. Bakit mo kailangan sandaliin ang lahat? Hindi ba sapat na unti-unti tayong maging malakas? Kaibigan na kailangan natin, parati mo akong kasangga. Bakit mo pa itatapon sa sahig? Bakit pa ako kailangan magmula sa inyo? Hindi tayo yayanugin kung hindi tayo nandito sa oras ng hirap. Tayo na hindi nag-iisa. Paano tayo nagkaganito? You hear that? This music heals. I could edit it out. I could cut it off. But why? He was saying something positive. I am more of a writer. I will prefer something like a written prose. But it wouldn't matter, right? It doesn't have enough time, it doesn't have enough gravitas, it doesn't have enough heart. It will be posted in YouTube and you can play it over and over. You're wondering, who are these people that psychiatry has turned into hidden zombies, into fakes?
And it feels really amazing. So yes, music, sound, and vibration.
No, I stick my melody first.
My next song.
Ewan ko nga sa mga iba, ako ay walang kayang gawin, kundi itatak itong katotohanan. Mahal kita, mahal kita, mahal kita, mahal kita. Mahal ko kayong dalawa, kaya ang araw-araw ko nung nakalabas ako, hindi ko pinabayaan ang pagmemensahe sa inyo. Sinabi mo pa nga sa akin, John, okay lang kayo. Wala akong pakialam kung seryoso man ang problema ninyo. Hindi ko kayo pipilitin, pero bakit babati ako? Idadamay niyo sa kasinungalingan na kaparte kayo ng hirap ko. Hindi ba sinabi ko noon, okay lang ako kung okay lang kayo? Pag naghihirap kayo, doon ako pupunta. Hindi ba sa mensahe nyo sa akin ngayon, pinapatunayan nyo kailangan nyo pa ako lalo ngayon? Sige na, kung may iba kayong pwedeng kausapin, gawin nyo na lang. Pero ang totoo niyan, ako pa rin ang isa sa mga pwede nyong piliin. Akala nyo ba hindi tunay ang pagkatao pinakita ko sa inyo? Akala nyo ba tatahimik lang ako dahil ang mundo ngayon ay naghihirap at may iba na ako pwedeng kausapin at tulungan? Hindi totoo yan, dahil lahat kayo na pinasa sa akin ng Diyos na pagdesisyon ko na. Kasama ko kayo dahil tinabihan ko kayo. Kaya ngayon pang mas malayo tayo, sa tingin nyo ba wala akong susi para sa aking puso? Kahit anong mangyari, di ko kayo hahayaan. Di marinig ang iyong sigaw dahil hindi ko kayo mayakapan. Kaya nga, gagawin ko ito, YouTube video na ito. Itatata ko sa Facebook ko, hindi nyo na magbubura na nandito pa rin ako para sa inyo. 1 minute One day, I want you to remember this. No matter if I have a housemate blocked by LCR because patronizing with exposure is not allowed. I am still a human and I won't be proud. I'm still a human and I won't be part of the crowd. You can tell me I'm crazy, doc. You can tell me my friends can't rely on me because of my mental illness. But I will still try because unlike what you have done to them, I am someone who has always disagreed with you and your corporate bullshit. For 45,000 to 100,000 to 20,000, you help them cure themselves, but you never try. When those money stop, you never there, you never were there. When you don't have to be, I was. Whether it's midnight or lunch break time, where we can't go out, where we can't listen to someone, where somebody just has to point to me. Oh wait, Chris is needing problem in his room. Well, I can't do anything about that, but well, Joe, we were the ones who tried to fix that, didn't we? Because we were linked not just by one place. We were humans. We know when someone is in need. This is the last song. It's the hardest. It's
more grateful for the gift of life and for being blessed for a wonderful world. Personally, I love the excitement, the calmness, the thrill, the peace all in one view.
it's the highest.
So my next song,
It's
I'll be sharing
it's
a
a
song by Matthew
yeah.
Young
He's saying it now.
I love especially the first part when it says, sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I am breathing. That happens to me a lot. Kumbaga, I just thank God, the universe, for me being here and for breathing. And then the song goes to you getting lost and everyone loving each other. One day. Definitely one day. So here we go.
It doesn't matter if they close their Instagram. I will stop even if they were panicking because God wants us to be apart again. I may not be the one that can touch you and carry you right now. But do you think that my words can't heal you sometime when you need some help? I know you want to carry these problems and it has worked for so long, but this is not the time to shield away from humanity, cause we are humans who need each other. That's why we were sent there, cause nobody in our vicinity will care. We are all people, and this is the reality. 99% of them will bullshit you, but I am in love with all of you. I don't care whether that means nothing, cause this is just a voice and it won't change a thing. But I won't leave you alone. I won't try to do something that will hurt you. I will try to search for you if you don't want to. But don't you think you're not pulling your own wool over your head? Who's to say I'm just part of your problem when every sign's point that I was supporting you? I'm here and I can and I will seek out the truth still. Don't forget it. The result of the doctors and the people near you that stayed by your side were there when you were inside. Because guess what? They really didn't care as much as you think they do. So maybe you believe in them, maybe you trust in them, maybe that's how your mental health will work out and you'll find out you retire with some great invention and all those things. But while you were inside, we were the people that were there. We showed you the evidence and we never dropped it even if we got out. That's why you did things that you wanted to do. Now more than ever, why would I stop now? When I know the world needs more love right now, and you guys are just the people that will help me. Not just you, not just me. Us together is what makes the world love each other. I won't stop until I change this time again. To be memory, to be experience, a world that never has to judge you again. That's something that's a bigger goal, don't you think, than just blocking somebody and then living, pretending life is okay again.